Chase Briscoe thought he was rich, $8,000 in his bank account. For a guy who'd been sleeping on couches and eating gas station food, this felt like winning the lottery. There was just one problem. The money wasn't his. He'd accidentally been cashing checks meant for his race team, and now they wanted every penny back. But this wasn't the first time Chase's racing career had been hanging by a thread, and it definitely wouldn't be the last. You see, Chase Briscoe was never supposed to race at all. His father Kevin was a sprint car racer, along with Chase's grandfather Richard. Racing was literally in Briscoe's DNA. But Kevin knew the harsh reality, the financial struggles, the constant uncertainty, the heartbreak of watching dreams get crushed by empty bank accounts. So when young Chase begged to start racing, Kevin's answer was always the same: absolutely not. Then came that night at the payout window. A woman struck up a conversation with Kevin asking when he planned to let Chase start racing. Kevin gave his standard response: he wasn't. The woman told him about her son who wrote a paper about his racing dreams for English class. It was well written and thoughtful, but the teacher gave him an F, not because the paper was bad, but because the teacher didn't approve of racing. The woman was furious. Her son was a good student, never got in trouble, and spent all his free time working on race cars. Meanwhile, a week later, that same teacher's son got picked up by police for drug problems. That hit me like a brick wall, Kevin remembered. I realized racing is a great thing for families if it's done right, so I decided right then to let Chase race. That conversation launched one of the most incredible underdog stories in NASCAR. When Chase finally got his shot at racing, he made an immediate impact. By age 13, he was racing 410 sprint cars, the most powerful sprint cars in the world. And he wasn't just participating, he was winning. In his very first season driving a car with an engine built in 1993, Chase won a race and became the youngest driver ever to win a 410 non-wing sprint car race. He beat Jeff Gordon's record by a full year. Think about that for a second. Jeff Gordon, four-time NASCAR champion, NASCAR Hall of Famer. And 13-year-old Chase Briscoe just broke his record while driving equipment that was literally older than Chase himself. But the Briscoe family was broke. Chase managed to win 6 sprint car races during his teen years, but always with inferior equipment. NASCAR was the dream. Chase grew up watching NASCAR on TV and paying attention to where great dirt racers ended up. "I figured NASCAR must be where you want to go," Chase said. "That's where the best race car drivers in the world went." There was just one massive problem with his plan. He'd never driven a stock car, never raced on pavement. Hell, he'd never even driven a car with a stick shift. The family had run out of money for sprint car racing, and Chase was 19 years old with nowhere to go. That's when he saw a Facebook ad for the Peak Stock Car Dream Challenge, a competition promising the winner a ride with Michael Waltrip Racing. Chase figured he had nothing to lose. Even if it was a long shot, at least he'd get to drive a stock car for the first time. Out of more than 700 applicants, Chase was selected as one of 9 finalists. The 3-day event at Charlotte Motor Speedway tested everything: short tracks, road courses, speedways, car control, endurance, even marketing skills. And Chase absolutely dominated. He won all but one of the on-track competition. Brian Keselowski, working as a driving coach, couldn't believe what he was seeing. Honestly, he was really the best driver there, Keselowski said. He was by far the fastest one. Everyone knew Chase was going to win. Except he didn't. Chase finished second behind Patrick Staropoli, who performed better on the media side and was seen as more marketable. Chase was devastated. But then, something incredible happened. After the ceremony, Michael Waltrip Racing executive Ty Norris called the Briscoe family into his office. Norris explained that the competition had been more marketing than talent search, but he wanted Chase to know everyone had been genuinely impressed. He told Chase he needed to move to North Carolina, that he could be Matt Kenseth level good. Kevin Briscoe asked for the truth. "We're broke. Do you really think he's got what it takes?" Norris looked him straight in the eye. "I'm telling you, he's got it. Your kid has got it. He needs to be down here." Shortly after Chase graduated high school, he packed up everything and moved to North Carolina. No ride, no job, no family, no friends. Just a dream and the word of a racing executive who believed in him. That's when he met Ross Weiss, a videographer for the World of Outlaws. They bonded over racing and video games, and when Chase noticed Ross had a spare bedroom, he made his pitch. "I don't have money for rent, but I might give you $50 at the end of the month." For the next 2 years, Chase alternated between sleeping on a couch and an air mattress. "I never had complaints about Chase the house guest," Weiss said. "There wasn't much cooking, a lot of takeout food, and a lot of chicken wings." But Chase wasn't hanging around. Every day, sunrise to sunset, he was at race shops trying to find opportunities. Soon, Christopher Bell needed a place to stay, so he moved in too. Then Bell's girlfriend joined them. 4 people in a tiny apartment. Despite the cramped conditions, there were good times. They celebrated race wins with $26 cookie cakes from Great American Cookies, a tradition that became way too often, according to Weiss. But by the end of 2014, Chase was ready to give up. Chase packed up and started driving back to Indiana, calling his mother as he crossed into Kentucky. He was bawling on the phone, feeling completely hopeless. "It was over," he said. "I had no money, I had nothing." 2 hours into that drive home, his phone rang. Carrie Shearer from Cunningham Motorsports. Would Chase be interested in an ARCA test? Just like that, the dream was back on. Chase's first ARCA test at Mobile International Speedway was a disaster. "He was absolutely awful," crew chief Chad Bryant said. "He was terrible." "Those were the worst 20 laps I've ever run," Chase admitted. "I was sideways all the way around and slow." Chase thought he'd blown it completely. But Bryant felt bad about putting Chase in that position on old tires, so he convinced the team to give Chase a dedicated test at Nashville. This time, Chase was the fastest car there, significantly faster than the team's regular drivers. While waiting for opportunities, Chase volunteered at the Cunningham shop every day, 7 in the morning until 8 or 9 at night. "He's a good person and somebody you want to help," Bryant said. "We knew he was living on his buddy's couch and didn't have money for gas or food, but he was there, and he really sacrificed a lot." After Chase ran 2 ARCA races in 2015, he did something most drivers would never think to do. He called team owner Briggs Cunningham III directly to say thank you. The conversation was awkward. Cunningham didn't like being thanked, but at season's end, when Chase was driving home to Indiana, he made a detour to Kentucky where Cunningham lived. They met in person, talked for hours, and connected immediately. "What do you want to do next year?" Cunningham asked. "I'd love to try and give you your first championship," Chase replied. The next day, Shearer called. The number 77 car was Chase's for 2016. "Without that guy, there's no way I'm racing today," Chase said. Even while driving full-time ARCA, Chase wasn't getting paid. But after his first win, something strange happened. Chase started taking Bryant to lunch and paying for it. This kept happening, and Bryant was confused. Where was Chase getting the money? Turns out, Ford's $2,000 per win contingency checks had been made out to Chase instead of the team. Chase thought Ford just paid winning drivers bonuses. After 4 straight wins, Chase had $8,000, more money than he'd ever seen. "I was feeling like I was freaking rich," Chase said. But when the team discovered the mistake, Chase had to pay back every penny. By then, though, his championship season had attracted attention. He won 6 races and the 2016 ARCA title, earning him a ride with Brad Keselowski Racing in the Truck Series. Chase's 2017 truck season was successful. He won at Homestead and was named most popular driver. But mid-season, Keselowski called with bad news. The team was shutting down. Once again, Chase faced uncertainty. After BKR closed, Ford gave Chase a part-time Xfinity schedule split between 2 teams. The number 60 car at Roush was a nightmare, 28 crashes and 30 races. Chase hadn't finished better than 9th all season when he went to the Charlotte Roval for the inaugural Xfinity race there. What happened next saved his career. Chase dominated, leading 33 laps and winning the race. "I win the Roval race, and literally on Monday it's, what do we do to make this happen next year?" Chase said. That win led to a full-time ride in Stewart-Haas Racing's number 98 car. By 2020, sponsorship troubles threatened Chase's career again. That's when a chance encounter at the SEMA show changed everything. Kevin Briscoe was wearing his son's hat when a stranger stopped him. The man was Mike Mendeborough, CEO of High Point and a huge Chase Briscoe fan. When Stewart Haas reached out to Mendeborough with a blunt message, "Chase doesn't race without your sponsorship," High Point agreed. The results were incredible. Chase won 9 races in 2020, the most by any driver that season and the most by a Ford driver in Xfinity history. Those wins earned him what he'd been chasing his entire career: promotion to the Cup Series. Chase replaced Clint Bowyer in Stewart Haas Racing's number 14 Ford for 2021, winning Rookie of the Year. In 2022, he earned his first Cup victory at Phoenix, leading 101 laps to become the 200th different winner in Cup Series history. When Stewart Haas announced it would close after 2024, Chase faced uncertainty again. But on June 25, 2024, his next chapter was announced. He would replace Martin Truex Jr. in Joe Gibbs Racing's number 19 Toyota. Chase started 2025 by winning the Daytona 500 pole and scoring his first JGR victory at Pocono. He earned poles for 3 consecutive Crown Jewel events and dominated at Darlington in the playoffs. Today, Chase Briscoe is 30 years old and one of NASCAR's brightest stars. He's married to Marissa, they have 3 children, and he owns his own World of Outlaws sprint car team. He still calls Briggs Cunningham every week and maintains relationships with everyone who helped along the way. From a kid whose father didn't want him to race to a NASCAR Cup Series winner driving for one of the sport's most successful teams, Chase Briscoe proved that talent, determination, and luck can still overcome financial limitations. And the best part? This incredible story is still being written. What do you think about Chase Briscoe's incredible journey from sleeping on couches to NASCAR stardom? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Track Reactions for more incredible stories from on and off the track.